This is how it's working. Upside down. 1, 2. Selling postcards of the insurrection. After the rioters have all gone home. Yeah, we could totally rewrite Desolation Row. We could totally write that song right now. But what we did rewrite, while we're on the topic of rewriting, is the revolution will not be televised. That was a recording of that poem by Gil Scott-Heron back in 1976, 50 years ago. Right there in the middle of the 200th anniversary of the independence of the United States of America. So, we got a poem. The revolution will not be live streamed. And then in parentheses, with apologies to Gil Scott-Heron. They're hanging posters announcing the cage fight to be held on the White House lawn. 5,000 spectators have been invited. The rest of us can place bets online. They'll fly a flag that represents freedom while they cut the cake on the rose garden. Oops, it's now a patio for wealthy supporter banquets. What's left of democracy is now a real estate developer scheme. While the con artist plays the stock market, smoke and mirrors generate billions like a carny dream. The revolution will not be live streamed. They're selling postcards of the hanging down in Elizabethton, Tennessee, while porn stars cash checks from hush money. The Epstein underage stable gave it up for free. The right-wing gerrymanders better than the left wing, while the East Wing ballroom is sounding most groovy. As gas prices double after a war we never needed, there's no upwing in this movie. Private prisons are being built on mountaintop removal sites. ICE needs more beds for convicted prisoners here illegally. The revolution will not be live streamed. "250 years ago, a white man appropriated democracy from the Iroquois at the Tree of Peace on the banks of the Cayuga Lake. The 13 colonies were governed by landowners. Only white men could own land, slaves, or vote. The best way to make America great again is to restore the Founding Fathers' method of governing The end-around way to do this is to make homelessness a felony. Second Amendment rights are best left to those with valid residence. There will be a great big sing-along concert on July the 4th. My country 'tis of thee, while oil drilling rights on federal land, going to the highest bidder while this land is your land, is omitted. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be podcast. The revolution will not be live streamed. The sunbathers and stargazers ignore the news while history is stuck on repeat. The situation on the Gaza Strip sounds more like Wounded Knee than it does Auschwitz. But now is not the time to criticize the leaders of the Holy Land. They've got a right to defend themselves against a hornet's nest that they kicked to distract from possible criminal charges against their leader. The only fake news in this broadcast is the one you need to believe. Reality is optional on an as-needed basis. Reality television scriptwriters are getting fired almost as fast as cabinet members who fell at the impossible dream. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be podcast. The revolution will not be live streamed. There's a No Kings rally coming to a street near you. There's an Arch of Freedom coming to a street near them. They may have drained the deep state swamp, but what they could not drain was the shallow state moat. A gold-plated commode still smells like a cesspool if you don't flush. The DOJ gets marching orders that sound like revenge porn. Well, the pot calls the kettle black. The kettle might be tarnished. The kettle might be tarnished white enamel, but nothing is as black as white supremacy. Resistance to change becomes a social disorder. Well, it becomes a cargo cult or ghost dance. MAGA will not bring back the good old days. The revolution will not be live streamed. Oh. May 30th, 2026, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And the revolution will not be live streamed. Oh.